Let's get this party started.
I'm
What do you
ready.
say?
Like it's 1999.
Yeah, it is. Welcome to Frolic Harder, and welcome to Fucked Up Animals. My name is Matt. This is my co-host Brennan. I don't know if you know this.
I am
He
me.
can actually do the splits and lick his own ass.
Hey, dude, you just let everybody know.
Say hi to everyone.
Hey, so after that, now you know my talent, I guess.
Or superpower.
Maybe it's a superpower. Maybe
think
it's
so.
not for me. It's for everybody else.
Yeah. So here we are. We're back. We're going to talk about animals.
Yeah. Let's talk about
Animals.
it. What kind of animals?
They're kind of fucked up.
Okay, just make
They're weird. So this actually came about. My kid is super into like future vets of America.
All right.
Like before it became triple digits only in temperature out here, we were at the zoo at least once a week.
That's a
So
lot of zoo.
it's so much zoo.
I would get zoo down.
And basically, if he's seen the animal take a dump, he's going to remember that animal.
Bruh.
Regardless of how obscure.
That's a man of culture right there.
He is. The boy likes what he likes. Which leads us to our first animal I want to discuss,
Hit
which
me.
is the babarusa. Are you familiar with the babarusa?
This is exactly where I wanted this to go because I have never heard of the babarusa. So this is
Okay,
perfect.
well, maybe you've heard of a deer pig. Have you heard of a deer pig?
I've never heard of a deer pig.
All right. So the babarusa, our friend the babarusa, hails from the islands of Indonesia.
Okay. All right.
And more specifically, the Sulawesi and Sula Islands.
Okay. Not
what
that
I
I know
found
where
was
that
pretty-
is, but
I have no clue either, but apparently this was pretty cool. In between those two islands, there's another bigger island. No babarusas on that island.
okay.
So they're on the two outside ones.
So just they're guarding the center island.
Yeah. So the theory is that the native royals that lived in this area were just like shipping these things back and forth as gifts to each other
I like
because
this.
they're just so glorious.
So like a babarusa was like it was a thing. Like that's what they shipped back and forth, and that was
Yeah, that was their go-to gift. Oh, this beer is weird.
mid sentence. Oh nope, this is a weird beer. That's okay. That's okay.
We're gonna get
You're
through
power
this.
through it.
This is okay. We
So
are.
what does a babarusa do, or what does it look like?
So it's a member of the swine family. So
So it's more pig than deer.
piggyish. Yeah,
Piggish?
more pig than deer.
Okay.
But what makes it a unique animal, what gives it its special look, set it apart from all the other piggies, is that it has a set of tusks that sort of, they curve inward toward the animal. But what makes this the fucked up part is
Does
that
does it go into the animal?
the tusks pierce through the skin of the snout. So that's you're
Up
just
through the
getting
nose.
skin ripped, and they're curving back. But if the babarusa out in the wild doing its babarusa things, if it doesn't manage to keep these tusks filed down, they're going to keep growing inward, and eventually it pierces its own skull and kills itself.
Oh my god! So this thing is perpetually trying to save itself from itself.
Essentially,
That's insane. This is perfect for this episode.
it is.
This is great. This is the exact kind of stuff we need. So,
So that's the first animal.
could you imagine like a world where you're living in just like perpetually scared that you're going to kill yourself by just living?
It's essentially your bottom like canine teeth. Just like you're like a beaver, essentially.
Just like curling in on your
There's
face.
fears. If you're not munching enough food, you're gonna pierce your brain. You're gonna die.
You just got to eat all the time.
I'd be happy eating. We've talked about
That's true.
our fat boy tendencies.
Fat boy tendencies. Yeah.
If eating tons of food is the only way to survive, then
If that's wrong, I don't want to know what's right.
damn right. All right. So a good start. I think we can do better.
Oh, I like this. It gets worse, but also that means better.
I don't know if it gets worse, but that one's pretty metal. That first one.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Metal. So this animal I picked because this was in my kid's new favorite book, Grumpy Monkey.
Grumpy Monkey, all right.
It's not the monkey, but there was a bird character named Marabou. And I was like, that is an interesting name. I don't know what it means. I don't really care. And then I saw it online. It is the marabou stork. It is a bird.
Okay.
That hails from Africa, and it lives south of the Sahara. And usually you're going to find this bird living near like human encampments. Well, usually like whatever, like bigger city, anywhere where there's a landfill.
That's where there's going to be a marabou.
There's going to be marabous by landfills.
They love trash.
They want to pick through the trash. They are scavengers. So they are actually the largest. Well, their wingspread. It's 12 feet.
That's
so this thing opens its wing. That's 12 feet. That's a big bird.
That's a lot. That's a lot of nuggets on that bird.
You're damn right. So this has it. This is ranked the largest wingspread of any living bird right now.
That's pretty big. When you're talking about like it's two grown humans like toe to head on each side.
I want to see a human fight a marabou.
Dude, that's terrifying. That's so big.
Well, allow me to continue.
Go on.
So other than hanging out by trash and eating trash, another practice of theirs is they find vultures and they just become, the wingman to the vulture.
Okay.
The vulture,
just like, look down there, trash.
Yeah. So they let the vulture get in there. I guess the vulture is more equipped for like shredding all these like carcasses they found around Africa. So when they're flinging little nugs here and there, that's where the marabou comes in and just chomps down. He'll wait till everyone clears out, gets into that hollowed out carcass, just does its thing. That's how it's going to eat.
I like it.
So because of all these traits, this bird is commonly known as the Undertaker bird.
Oh, that's a sweet name.
It is.
I'd want to be called the Undertaker. If I was
giant wings give it like a cloak-like appearance. It's got these skinny little legs. It's an Undertaker.
I like that.
You want to know what makes this thing badass?
Yes.
So these things they're bald. It's a weird bald-looking bird.
So it's like when you think of like a vulture with that bald head with the feathers outside.
A little uglier.
Neck. Okay, yeah,
a little uglier, but yeah. And this was actually an evolutionary adaptation because the marabou's usually got his head just plunged into a carcass. His head's just all the way in.
So it's got to be lubed up.
So essentially, it's got to be lubed up. If they had head feathers, these things would be covered in blood and meat particles, and they would be all clotted and hard to clean.
And then when you pull your head out, it's like pulling your feathers
you're
the wrong way and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good move.
So X-Men mutation, no feathers on the head.
That's a good move. Good job.
It's freaking genius.
Good job, Marabou.
Good job, Darwin and evolution.
Way to make animals survive.
I got one more. Weird animal for you.
Let's hear it.
All right. This one's called the Dana octopus squid.
Okay.
This is one of the largest known squid species. Coming in about 7.5 feet long. And I wanted to be scientific on this one, which is about 2.3 meters.
That's a good job right there.
Metric.
You did some math.
That means I'm smart. So, and then the largest one is the largest known female, came in about 356 pounds. So essentially, this is almost like a shack of the sea, right?
Yeah.
We're about there. We're about there. So the Dana squid got its name from the ship that a Danish scientist used to travel when he was studying this thing. So the name of the ship's actually Dana.
Okay.
It's a cute name.
I like it.
This is an interesting fact. There's really nothing metal about that. Cool thing that these things do is when they are attacking, because they are predators.
Right.
And they're pretty much their only competition. The only thing that's going to eat them out there, some giant sperm whales.
Yeah, those things are going to attack everything.
They kill. But the cool thing that the Dana squid does is that on their arms, they have these cool photophores, and they can flash blinding light at their.
That's like another superpower.
That's what I'm saying. It's so cool.
That's pretty sweet.
And they also, of course, because things got to be multifunctional.
Right.
Photophores also used when trying to court a loved one. Flashing your lights. You're doing your little dance.
Yeah. I like
it's nice.
It. Putting on a little light show.
And speaking of courting, this is where it goes wrong. This is where it becomes a fucked up animal.
Oh, it's got to go downhill somewhere. I'm excited for this.
So I don't know if you know this, and I'm going to enlighten you. The Dana octopus squid, the females, do not have a vagina.
Bruh.
There's nothing.
You do it in the ear?
They have none. So what happens is the male suitor comes up, finds his...
slaps her around a little bit.
Uses his razor sharp beak and claws to pierce holes all over the squid, and then uses its little wiener-like appendage to just find one of these holes it has made.
He's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna pick one,
and shoots up the club. That's how it's done.
That's how babies are made. In case anybody out there didn't know, that's how babies are made.
And this is the point of the episode when learning anything educational sort of ends. And we are entering a segment I like to call Secret Origins number 1.
This is what I'm living for.
And this is not a game. I actually have no game for this week.
I don't either.
Oh, this is a first.
It is.
Oh, this is amazing.
Not that I would have a game for your episode, but I just
that'd be weird. Don't do that.
I have a game for you, sir.
Allow me to paint a picture for you. The world has somehow gotten. Whoa!
Oh, dude.
Producer Moo, it worked.
It did. We're here.
Guys, Frolic Hard audience, we're here from the future. We just teleported in. I don't know if you could tell. It worked. We have the technology in the future. Anyway, we're here to save you from some of my worst rambling I've ever done. We time traveled. We're the first ever.
I'm in shock.
It is. So, anyway, what's about to happen in this episode, the next segment, I'm going to explain it to you better than Past Me did. So what I'm going to do, I'm explaining to Brennan about a dystopian future. And there's a toxic waste plant, and he's going to get bit by a radioactive animal, and he's going to turn into a superhero and save San Diego. And that's really it. I feel like we should have done something better with our time travel time.
What?
Exactly. All right. Enjoy the rest of the episode, everyone. We're going back to the future.
Wait for this. I'm hoping I get superpowers one day.
So here's how we're going to do this. I have 5 potential superheroes that you will become. All of these animals have some sort of fucked up trait to them.
Okay.
So what I'm going to give you is the name of your hero. I'm going to tell you what animal it's based on. And I have given you a secondary power that comes along with, all heroes get enhanced strength. So you automatically get enhanced strength.
Sure.
But I've picked something else out for you. So we're going to go through them all. We can talk about what your costume's going to look like, if you're going to have a catchphrase. You can sort of just spitball here.
Sure.
We're going to pick one at the end, and I'm going to tell you what the fucked up part about your hero is.
Yes. All right. I like this.
So hero number 1.
So I just get to build a character right here.
Pretty much is what you're going to do.
I like this.
You can essentially build 5 characters, and you pick one at the end. Your name of your first hero is Shorthorn. You've been given the powers of the greater Shorthorn lizard. And the secondary power I've chosen for you is flight. So you now have enhanced strength and the ability to fly
I like that.
as Shorthorn.
Okay. All right.
What you got on this? You got anything?
Look, the name, I feel like this might be, I hope there's better names than the Shorthorn, because it just makes you feel like you're just going to be like a feisty little creature. Because
And you know what? Hey, if you want to change your name, hey, this is the time.
No, I'm rolling with it. No, this is how we're doing this. This is Shorthorn. That's done.
Inspired by Short Round.
You cheat, Dr. Jones.
This feels like it could be the underdog.
A little scrappy guy?
A scrappy guy, yeah. Maybe you don't expect much from Shorthorn, and he comes in and just smokes everybody.
That could be the case.
Good.
You got anything else for Shorthorn? You want to continue?
I want to continue.
All right. Hero number 2, the Pink Blur. This is based on the Flamingo.
Right.
And your, if you haven't figured it out, your secondary power is
speed. Is it speed? It's speed.
It is super speed. Speed?
All right.
What do you think of the Pink Blur?
I like super speed. I'm a big fan of that.
Feels like you get your time travel is possible.
It's true. That's exactly where I went to. I'm like, this is some Barry Allen Flash stuff right here. So, yeah, I like it. I'm a big fan of that one so far.
Okay.
But I don't know what you're gonna do as far as winning a fight with other animals if you're just fast. But I mean, Barry.
Well, you're not fighting animals. You're fighting crime throughout San Diego.
Okay, so I'm basically
you're essentially becoming the local neighborhood
Pink
Blur.
Yeah, Pink Blur. There we go.
Pink Blur. So take that into account. You're gonna be fighting crackheads. Maybe there's supervillains down the road. I mean, I don't know why you put a radioactive power plant right next to the San Diego Zoo, but it happens.
It does. It happens sometimes. I can at least get a good visual here, thinking of like the Flash and everything. I'm like, okay, I can kind of.
You're picturing your hometown. You're picturing your town, running through real fast,
zipping through the streets of San Diego.
You're probably snagging beers.
Oh yeah,
on your way through.
So many.
All right, hero number 3.
Get to fight crime. You're already hammered.
See,
I heard you guys had a fight down here.
You won't be hammered though,
because you have super metabolism.
That's right. All right, hero number 3. Drop Bear. That's right, Drop Bear.
Okay.
It's inspired by the koala.
Oh God, the dumbest animal on earth.
And your power is, it's like Spider-Man, is wall crawling.
Of course it is. Do I also only eat eucalyptus?
I don't know.
It's up to me, I guess.
I don't know yet.
Okay.
That might be a condition of your power.
Okay.
Anything to add on the Drop Bear?
I don't feel good about this one. I feel like this one's just gonna get his ass kicked in every situation that he rolls up to. It's like, hey, crackheads, cap, you're dead.
All right, this one's pretty metal, I think. The name. Or let me give you your power first. You're gonna be invulnerable.
Ooh.
And your name is Sloth.
Oh. So I essentially have is it like immortality, or do I not get injured?
Not injured. So kind of like Superman.
Okay, so you can still feel pain, but you're.
Does Superman feel pain?
I don't know. I would assume so, right?
I think he does.
I think it
probably takes a lot, but
maybe he does. Like I assume he probably feels a lot of pain, even though he's not like dying. But okay, all right.
Okay, so there's that. Not bad. Not bad.
All right.
And our last one. Your hero's name is the Ray John.
I can't wait to see where this goes.
This is based on the proboscis monkey. And basically your powers, I know all of them have enhanced strength, but this is Red Hulk strength.
Yes.
You start already at just a level you can't comprehend. The angrier you get, the stronger you get.
Yes.
So that's the Ray John.
Okay. All right. I feel like
where you let's talk through these. Where do you
I feel like that if you're Ray John, you probably get a little cocky in situations then. Maybe you're overestimating yourself because of your rage.
Yeah.
I think that could be a downfall.
It could
Even
be.
though he sounds like probably one of the more powerful.
Sounds pretty
ones.
badass, right?
Sounds pretty badass, but I feel like a level of cockiness comes with that level of power,
All right, so let's recap. We've got Shorthorn.
right?
You got the Pink Blur. You got Drop Bear, Sloth, and the Rajon.
And I get to pick one.
You get to pick one.
Okay. You know what? I think I was right from the beginning. I'm gonna go with the Shorthorn. I felt like it came out of the gate. You know, I'm like, okay, this guy is he could go somewhere. Yeah, I feel like super speed was definitely a consideration. I think those were my top two though, out of all of the options, and I'm gonna go with the Shorthorn.
You go with Shorthorn? Okay,
Yeah.
so I get to that one last. So let's go to your second choice, Pink Blur.
Yes,
So this is with the powers of the Flamingo.
Flaming O.
So along with the Flamingo, this your side effects sort of, you know, of having your power, your super speed. Along with the Flamingo, this condition is also carried by storks, condors, and vultures. It's called Eurohydros.
Okay.
And essentially what these birds do is defecate on themselves to stay cool.
Hey, I chose the one not pooping on itself.
So when you hit top super speed, legs are gonna be on fire. You're just gonna be crapping.
Yeah, it's
all
like you're
over
going
yourself.
through the atmosphere, burning up all the time. So you just gotta poop back and forth forever on yourself.
So your legs are just
On fire.
covered
And covered in shit.
covered in feces and on fire.
That's gotta be like, you're talking about like worst case scenario situations. Like the worst thing you could do is be covered in shit and be on fire at the same time.
Right?
At that point, I just want to die.
So the Pink Blur is no more.
Good.
Next we had Drop Bear, who was of course inspired by the koala. So your wall crawling also came with the fact that yes, you can only eat eucalyptus. That's the only thing you can eat. And on top of that, your butthole, bye.
No.
Because you know why?
But your butthole?
Koalas,
Nope.
koalas use one hole for peeing, pooping, and having the sexy time.
Oh no.
And you know what that leads to?
No.
Chlamydia always.
Yeah, I was gonna say pink eye, chlamydia, everything.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think you dodged a bullet there too.
Yeah, I'm so far. You know what? I assume that Shorthorn has some big issues that I'm gonna have to deal with, but so far I've avoided pooping myself and being on fire.
Yep.
And chlamydia, which is
chlamydia.
That's a pretty big bullet to dodge.
Yeah, it is. You're doing well.
I'm feeling good so
You're
far.
doing well. So next we had Sloth. That gave you your invulnerability. Nothing to fear. Or is there?
Super
Much like
slow.
Superman had kryptonite. I wasn't even going to make you super slow.
Okay, all right.
Much like Superman had kryptonite, sloths have pooping. And this is the only time you are ever vulnerable, is when you have to poop. You only poop once a week, like a sloth.
Hey, that's like you when you go on vacation.
Pretty much.
This is
Pretty much.
this is for you. This was made
But,
for you.
but here's where it gets different. You only poop once a week. During that time, you are vulnerable because you are shitting out a third of your body weight.
That is so much poop. I mean, that's a level of poop that I can't comprehend.
Yeah, so, sloths are living up in trees, hiding away so they don't get attacked because they are slow as fuck.
God.
Well, once a week, because they don't want to mess up their home, they climb down to take a huge crap.
Because you don't shit where you eat.
Because you don't shit where you eat. But you could shit where you get eaten. And they just drop a third of their body weight before
That's
they
gonna take some
slowly
time
make their
too,
way down.
right? So I mean, you're probably vulnerable for a while because I mean,
Yeah.
if I'm pooping a third of my body weight, that's gonna take a minute. I'm gonna need to.
And from what I read, it's
I'm
not
gonna
like
need to read Wikipedia at that point.
Yeah, this is not like a nuggets of poop situation. Like sloths literally take
Is it like one
long, massive long poop?
Could you like? It's like an anaconda sitting on the ground, just like one long poop snake.
Pretty much.
That's so gross.
It is really gross. So once again, you have dodged a bullet.
Just a eucalyptus poop snake on the ground.
Yeah.
All right.
Our last one you skipped was Rage On.
Why are 2 out of the 3 that we've done poop related?
Well, this is the show, so
this is the show, and it
This
just
is
so happened that it
generally
was
what
poop.
we do.
It's true.
All right, the last one we got here is the Rage On, and this was the proboscis monkey.
Right.
Basically, your downfall here is you're always hard. You pretty much go your entire life with a huge rage
Oh
on.
my god. I mean, that could be viewed as a superpower also, rather
So
than a
these things
downfall.
are just like up there. Anytime they're angry, boner. Trying to intimidate someone, boner. They get intimidated back, bigger boner. So
I love
these
this.
monkeys just have these giant red rockets, like taking up half their torso at all times.
This is pretty much.
So you're just vulnerable. Like
this is what
you get punched in the stomach, you're probably getting hit in the dick.
Could you imagine? Like,
I just imagine the armor on the suit is just like a huge cock shaped, like right down the middle.
You just spear somebody with it, poke an eye out. I mean, it could be used as a weapon too.
The cool thing, I guess, like kind of like Hulk gets angrier and stronger, like Rage On just gets bigger.
I love how you worked that into the name Rage On.
Yeah,
that's good.
So you didn't go with that one either, but Shorthorn. Honestly, probably best case scenario.
I chose wisely. Is that what you're saying?
This really isn't even like anything to be concerned about. It's more of like a secondary power.
Okay. When
you feel frightened, you can squirt blood from your eyes.
That's a pretty sweet power, actually.
Like a projectile.
I like it. You imagine just like staring somebody in the eyes and just like shooting.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is. So you probably picked the best one.
I like that. I mean, not knowing that going in, I've never heard of any of these, but
so now you can fly and shoot blood from your eyes.
That's a pretty sweet. You know what? That's something that could possibly create some new level of mythology too.
Think we work on this? Does that potential as a comic?
I think it does.
Shorthorn?
Just Shorthorn.
I like it.
I do too. I think it's a good superpower. I guess as long as you're not shooting too much blood out, because you could literally bleed yourself out at that point if you get too overzealous.
This is true,
right?
This is very true.
A finite amount of blood in your body.
I didn't even consider that.
Right?
You get stabbed up and just shooting blood out of your eye.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you could be bleeding out of your eyes and your stab wound.
That would suck.
That would suck. That seems painful. But I wonder if it hurts to shoot blood out of your eyes. Do you think it's like they strain for it? Do you think it's just like your?
I think completely involuntary.
You think it's involuntary?
It's just like the fight or flight.
It's just your defense mechanism.
Yeah. It's blood.
Okay.
Blood squirt.
All right. I feel like you got enough blood in your body to do that.
Yeah.
And then you can just fly and get away.
Yep. So that evil scientist is definitely scooping up your blood and making clones of you.
Bizarro. And I'm not worried about traffic.
Bizarro Shorthorn. That's true.
Yeah, there's a lot of pluses. I chose wisely. I like this. I'm good with it.
I think you've succeeded.
Shorthorn comic.
You got any fucked up animal stories you want to share?
No, not in particular. Not the. I don't think I do. I mean, not to the level that you're describing. I have like one wild animal story.
Let me hear your wild animal story.
Okay, this one time, I was on a road trip and we were in a recreational vehicle traveling all across the western United States. When at this point in time we were looping on our way back to California, coming in from Oregon, stopping in at Mammoth on the way home. So we're in this RV park. And we had been warned by the what's the guy that runs the park? The park ranger, that guy. He's like
Mr. Jellystone?
Basically. So we rolled in there, checked in, and he's like, so you guys are aware there's like 2 bears that roll around here at night named Yogi and Boo Boo. Just be sure to lock your stuff up. We're like, okay, we thought they were like it's half joking, but
yeah.
So that night, sleeping in the RV, and there's one rule when you go traveling in an RV that everybody knows. You know what the one rule of RV travel is?
Follow the rules of the road.
You don't poop in the RV. You only pee.
No.
No, you don't poop in the RV, dude.
Well, what's the point of having the thing?
I mean, dude, you got to clean it. You got to pump that stuff. You don't want to be pumping shit.
That's true.
That's bad. You got to pump pee through it. You just rinse it out with water. There's poop in there. It's forever. So that's the unwritten rule of RV travel. So
this is good to know.
It is. If anybody didn't know that, don't poop in an RV. It's rude. It's bad for everybody involved, and it stinks. So that night, I'm sitting there. I'm like, wake up at like 2:33 in the morning, and I'm like, gotta poop. So the rule was get out of the RV and go to the RV camp bathroom, which was, I don't know, maybe 50, 60 feet away from where we were in our little slot there. So wake up and I'm like, yeah, it's about that time. I didn't want to have to get up. It's cold at night. We're up in the mountains and, I just don't want to, but I don't want to poop more than,
You don't want to break the rules.
I don't want to break the rules. So I'm like, all right, put my shoes on, put my jacket on. It's cold outside. Open the door. And there's a bear 3 inches from my face. I am not joking. I opened the door. It went, and I slammed the door shut, woke everybody else up. And I'm like, don't have to poop anymore. That is a real story of something that happened. Then, of course, we're all like looking through the windows at him and stuff. And it was a bear rummaging right in front of our RV. We didn't leave anything out, but it was just like rolling through like our campfire area. And I looked that bear dead in the face. And what was funny is I think the bear was as afraid of me as I was of it, because it jumped back and did like an arm flailing thing. And yeah.
Must have known you had to poop.
Yeah, you got to get out of the way. But
even the bears know the rule.
I think at that point, I activated my defense mechanism that you were born with. I just I just no longer had to poop. I just said, you know what? This is no longer an emergency. I decided that I'm just going to deal with having to poop. So
pooping on vacation generally is,
not good.
Not something you need to do.
I mean, desperate times, but this was a moment where I decided that, you know what? I just didn't have to poop anymore at that point.
Good.
Just waited for the bear to leave and for the sun to come up and for everybody in the campground to, start, making noise.
Yeah.
No more bears. Go poop.
Give them another option for someone to eat.
Yeah, I don't want to be that option.
No one does.
Yeah, but that's my my wild animal story. It's not really a fucked up animal, but it's my story.
That's fine. It's poop related, so it kind of fits the episode.
It is. Yeah, that's kind of why I thought of it.
Yeah. So whether fucked up animal or you got to be a superhero today.
I did. I like that. I could shoot blood out of my eyes.
You were bitten by a radioactive greater shorthorn lizard. You became a superhero. But getting bitten by a radioactive greater shorthorn lizard is not the only way to become a superhero.
Oh.
Do you know how else you can?
I believe I do.
You train. You run faster. You jump higher. You frolic harder.
Okay, bye.